I gotta rearrange this shirt. First time I've been able to fit in it really good since I gained weight from Creeper X. Ugh. Getting there little by little. How are y'all doing, Gemini? I hope y'all are doing good. And I am going to try to start like time stamping either in the description or the comments. I may not hit every single reading, but I'll try. So if my intros are too long and you've already watched several of my videos for that week and you already know the Astro news, you can just hit that timestamp and move on, right? But for those of you who haven't, are new, welcome. And yes, a good sub and like, I appreciate it. It helps me reach more people. It's really difficult to get these new channels going. But I will say, because I'm having to learn so much about like, you know, the algorithm and stuff and how it's so dry and sterile that like under 55 characters, they say, this gets you recommended more. And I'm like, oh, that's what you get when you have something with no emotions doing the algorithm. But long story short, I have started giving like a disclaimer this past week of I don't do readings for like bad people. I'm sorry, I just don't. Like if you're watching this hoping to get the upper hand on someone or because you are, you know, I don't know, bitter, angry cross-watcher, like it's okay to watch it if you're a little bit hurt. I get it. We all need that sometimes, right? And there's nothing wrong with cross-watching because sometimes you relate as a lot of times when you cross-watch, you really just have to reverse roles anyway. Because it's still going to be for you, even if you're watching it for that time. But what I'm saying is I don't cater to coercion or cruelty or people talking crap about my viewers just because they're having a bad day. And I don't do readings for people who, like, say you know you're a bad person. Like, you know you're abusive, you know you're cruel, you know you hurt innocent people, but you still like to watch these to try to get the upper hand on them. Like, they're not even attuned for you. They're just not. They're attuned for people who want the highest good for all. My readings are attuned for people who actually are trying to level up, move on, for those who are healing or those who are healers themselves and just have to be around other people that are like higher elevated, right? It just won't work if your motive is wrong. It will just aggravate you and then make you do something stupid in the comments like I got today of all Tauruses are bad and the community is deceived. And it's like, yeah, no. This is not for that kind of person, all right? Now, and even if you're hurting and you have every right to hurt, I mean, I've watched them to heal, right? It's really healed me. But it's not so that you can, let's put it this way. Say you actually have been thoroughly mistreated and you know you want the highest good for all people. These readings are definitely meant for you, but you still don't want to approach it with that, like, I want to get the upper hand because they gotta pay, you know? I mean, if you know they're bad, you already know they're going to pay anyway. Like, we all know. What goes around comes around, right? And so just understand that when I speak, I even speak as someone who's speaking to other people who are empaths and intuitives and who have big hearts and are sensitive, and because that's what I know. That's what I am. I don't even know how to get in the mind of like people who, you know, are manipulators and things. Like they kind of give me the ickies. Okay. So if you guys, you know, are like really care about humanity and evolving, then welcome, because I want more of you around. I love people like you. We can all learn from each other. And I do like to go over the Astro news. Like we have on the 11th, Mercury is going into Aquarius. On the 18th, the Sun is going into Pisces. On the 20th, we have a new moon in Pisces, and Venus goes into Aries on that day. I am encouraging people to make that day a really good self-love day if you want, because that sounds beautiful. Of course, you can also use it to actively show someone else that you love them. Aries is a very active, proactive sign. And then Venus going in that, it can have to do with love, creativity, children. And the new moon in Pisces, new moons are great for setting intentions. And Pisces rules the 12th house of hidden things, secrets, all that beautiful stuff. That's why I say if you were to take like that day or that night, go take a nice spiritual bath and do some spiritual cleansing, some self-love work, I think it can really benefit you. Then we have Mercury going into Pisces on March the 2nd. And of course, the big one that I've been talking about in my readings is the March 7th, Saturn going into Pisces. Now, if you've watched any other astrologers or tarot readers who also enjoy other metaphysical things like astrology, you guys probably know this. I am curious if it's going to, I don't know if we're going to feel it right off the bat. Now, there will be a full moon in Virgo on the same day, which I really kind of think is neat when you have transitions all on the same day. Full moon in Virgo as Saturn goes into Pisces, which might actually pack more of a wallop that way. You might really want to end some things. You might want to cut cold turkey, a certain habit or addiction you no longer like, since Pisces rules addictions. But and Virgo rules health, so it'd be a great time to literally cut cold turkey, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, overeating sugar, that sort of thing, right? But have you guys noticed, if you look back for several months, how many people for the last few months have already been preparing whether they believe in astrology or not? A lot of people have been quitting drinking. The dry January thing going on has really been intense this year. I've seen a lot more people talking about it than in previous years. And then a lot of people have been coming out more when it comes to their spirituality. I have, I started doing these readings in mid-October, I think. And I used to be deathly afraid of like what my parents or anyone else thought. I tried to talk to them about like my views on astrology and different things. And, my dad is a conservative Christian and he's still like, astrology is the devil. And I'm like, the Bible's full of astrology. Do you not know if you read Revelation? Like, I could go on and on about that with the Magi or astrologers and Daniel. But no sense in talking someone else into believing what you believe. Like, it just doesn't work, right? Long story short with that one, too. I don't want to say that too many times. I'll drive y'all nuts. Is I had some events happen in my life where I realized that the people I was so afraid of offending had no problems offending me and had no problem hurting me and no problem talking shit about me behind my back. You see where I'm going? So you finally realize, well, why am I changing my destiny for you? You would never do it for me. So that's why I started coming out, even before Saturn went into Pisces. More and more people are feeling the call to no longer be ashamed of embracing spiritual practices. We've been shamed for it. The age of Pisces is all about restriction, imprisonment, and religion. Even though it also rules intuition, it's like you have to go into hiding or get called a witch and burned at the stake if you believe in natural medicine or crystal healing or tarot or astrology. Which to me, these are all really beautiful science. I love metaphysics. I feel whole there. I feel shallow whenever I'm spending all my energy, like people that love to put all their money and time into football games or sports. And I'm not saying you're bad if you do, but I'm saying I'm not satisfied with shallow. Like, I get bored. I'll go to sleep. I need depth. I need depth. I want to spend my time and my energy learning deeper things. Like, I love to garden and I want to learn more and more about permaculture so that I'm doing more of a sustainable practice, right? On and on and on it goes. I've just never been satisfied with shallow. I have a Scorpio ascendant and I just don't like shallow. I don't like the stock market. I think it's crazy that the commodity trading is part of the reason why inflation is so bad. Because there's a bunch of rich old coots like that old movie Trading Places or whatever, all betting on what will and will not sell and is causing inflation to go up. It's not all about like lack or supply and demand. It's old farts that are sitting here, betting on our food supply. Like, I hate shallow. Ugh. Ugh. I don't like it, okay? So, I do feel like a lot more people who've been afraid because they don't fit in a box. How many of us don't fit in a box? We don't fit in the witch box. We don't fit in the religious box. We don't fit into this box or that box or this box. And we don't want to be in a box. So a lot of people are going to feel restricted in spiritual areas with Saturn until we break free because we know our worth. A lot of us have to face ourselves. Nobody else put us in that box. We did. We let them. They might have thrown us in the box with scorpions, and it's a coffin-shaped box. Buried 8 feet deep. Not even 6. Like, it's bad, right? But we did that. We allowed that. We have to love ourselves enough. You know the whole love your neighbor as yourself thing that Jesus talked about? How many of us actually, okay, you have the extremes, the narcissists and the empaths. And the narcissists are always like, you need to love me as much as I love me. Hey, what's up? What about us who are always like, I love everyone else and then me? How many of us are guilty of that? Until you're burnt out and chronically sick like I am, I guess. I mean, I'm a spoonie. I have tons of health issues. We won't go there. But you see what I'm saying is that how many of us loved ourselves too little, so we allowed ourselves to be put in a box? Saturn is going to force us to face that. Welcome to the club. I've had a lot of Saturn restrictions in my natal chart too, so I don't know if you guys have. You should do your natals, you should do your transits. Now, see, I want to like timestamp like right here, because I know some of y'all don't want this long-winded stuff. That's okay. I will timestamp, so some of you guys can just go straight to the reading. Wow. You guys have some challenges going on. Major challenges. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I want to get a whole kind of... Dang. Okay. I already see 2 pretty specific stories coming out, and then I'll have a more generic reading too. So I'm going to kind of maybe, we'll see how this goes. 7 of Wands is where you're at. You're in a very challenging place. You kind of feel a little bit defensive, like you're still having to fight your way through the zombie apocalypse in your world right now. A lot of flying monkeys, a lot of people around that don't have the best interests for you or those you love in mind. You have been having to deal with both a Knave of Wands, which is a Page of Wands, and a Knight of Wands. Now I'm telling you, there's 2 different scenarios here. One is you are a masculine and you've been having to actually fight with another masculine over someone. It's almost like 2 men are people butting heads, and it's getting pretty hot. I mean, this is a lot of heat going on, guys. Look at that. You see that heat? But really, for some of you, you are feminine, or that's the energy that you are, living in at the moment. And you have 2 masculines fighting over you in a way too. It doesn't even necessarily mean they're fighting over you in a good way. They could be talking about you behind your back because they're both angry that they can't control you or own you. It's kind of like they're both bitter that you managed to get them off of you after mistreatment, and now they're going back and forth and talking. Because you have that ship on his hand, you have the letter on his hand. These are messages, and these are travel and communication. We do have the 6 of Wands in the past, so you have clearly shown them, or these people around you, whoever you are, you've clearly shown them that you are succeeding. that you're able to make it on your own. You've gotten recognition. You might have even gotten some good news about the situation. And for some of you have even had to deal with a long distance relationship failing, or these people talking about you behind your back are not even living together, but they are talking like via internet texting about you. And they're not very good at planning. It's kind of failing. Their ideas are crumbling because none of them are really that committed to making the movement as much as they are just complaining and playing the victim in the situation. It's very hot and heavy emotion, but not backed with genuine truth and action. Not, at least not to your face in front of you. And you are certainly moving on. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the immediate future. The overall outcome is going to be the Ten of Swords reversed. You're overcoming a lot of betrayal, and you have something happening in your favor. With that Wheel of Fortune, things are turning. Things are changing. Nothing stays the same. People that try to keep everything staying the same and they don't want to change, it's like I've said before, the Saturn Pisces thing coming. They will be kicking and screaming the whole time. Saturn's dragging them through it because they don't want to change. We all change. If not, life forces change upon us. And I think with you embracing that, you are certainly feeling those swords falling out of your back. Little by little, you're healing those wounds. You've been stabbed in the back a lot, but it's not going to be the end of you. Now with the moon, I do feel like some of you are trying to either protect an illusion or you're really trying to hit that intuition. Because this is what you're sort of seeking. And like I've said before in my readings, you see those two towers in the domestic and the wild. This moon can be good and bad. It can be protecting an illusion, believing an illusion, which you must face when Saturn goes into Pisces. By the time it's through, you will probably have faced it. So look at it as in, say you're protecting yourself from something. Sometimes we create an illusion to protect ourselves. Say you are trying to ignore the fact that you have some serious issues with people who wanted to control your life. Most of you know that, and you're facing your intuition about that, but your intuition is also telling you that, duh, they don't own you, so whatever. But some of you might honestly be avoiding it existing altogether and creating an illusion of, oh, I'm not that important. They don't see me. They're not talking about it. There's no way that they would talk again. They hate each other. Or, they backstabbed each other before. There's no way that they would be talking. But if you try to create that illusion to protect yourself, you might be missing something. So you have to really find that balance in between your intuition and illusion. That's why the moon is what it is. It's groping in the darkness, looking for light in the darkness. Intuition can be very, very fishy and very tricky. You have to really get out of the head and get into the heart space. You don't have to figure everything out like a map. You just have to let this little compass in your heart kind of guide you on what is and is not. And that Wheel of Fortune may help you with that, because as it turns, so will that compass. And then we have also the Six of Cups reversed. So you're definitely letting go of what no longer serves you, of the nostalgia, of the memories, of the love that you once had for this person or group of people. I know I definitely want to clarify. I want to do that too. Got the Three of Wands again. It's specific that Page of Wand energy, whoever is a younger one in the situation, the most immature one, they're actually the one that's either a really bad failed long distance relationship with you, or they're like they're the one reaching out to the other person, trying to save face, trying to, what would you call it, do damage control, because they know they're the problem. They know they're the problem. And it's sad because they're trying to ruin your reputation, because they know that whatever they did didn't just hurt you, it hurt this other person too. And they're trying to make sure they go do damage control before this person hears your version of the story. Real two-faced, okay? And they are so indecisive, they can't let it go. They're mad and they're sour because we have the Three of Wands reversed and the Eight of Cups reversed for them. Sorry, Five of Cups reversed for them. And sometimes this is a good thing. It can be good when it's reversed, right? But I don't pick up on that at all. That's why I even thought it was Eight of Cups reversed too. Eight of Cups reversed can be good, but I just don't see that. I don't feel that at all. What I feel is someone who's really mad that they lost control of you. They lost control of the false persona that they created for you to buy. And since they're bitter, oh yeah, holy crap. Okay, this other person that they're talking to, trying to ruin your reputation with, they can't even see everything. Look at that. They don't know what's going on. And they're already beaten up enough. They're already bruised up and beaten up enough. They may have already had a failed relationship with you and or the other person. They probably don't even want to hear it. But they might even be willing to entertain the idea because they're just a little bit lonely. And it's sad because they cannot see the whole story. And they're getting completely damaged over it. This person is just hurting them more because this person right here is bringing up old wounds for the other person that they had already gotten over. That is a real scumbag, okay? Now we have the Ten of Wands and we have the Seven of Cups reversed. Okay, I get it now. So he is reaching out. I said he. Oh my God, okay. We'll say he or they. If I ever say specific gender, I want you guys to understand that that is because it's very specific for someone, but you can feel free to reverse roles as needed, but I'll say he and they. That way we don't get too specific where it throws off someone who is relating from a different angle. Now, this person, he or they, is literally saying, oh, I carry all the burdens. I did all the work in the relationship. I did it all. I was so used. And then they're saying, like, I don't know what else to do. I'm lost. I'm running out of options. I need help. Got the Emperor reversed. And we've got the Eight of Swords reversed for the Wheel of Fortune. That's not a bad thing. So for the Wheel of Fortune being these two reversed, now the Emperor reversed can be tyrannical nut, right? But it also can be confusion to the enemy. I put these little notes down there. I can't see most of them because of the fact that the pen smears off. But I love looking at the really old meanings that nobody thinks about anymore because they're very different from modern interpretations. And I have it in my, this is an old Smithwaite. It's the anniversary version. And I love that. Confusion to the enemy. Okay, here's the thing. You know that this means like breaking free. Breaking free or standing up to abuse, okay? And if you're confusing the enemy, as you're moving on, something you're doing, something you're saying, or something you're not doing and not saying is extremely confusing to this person right here. Extremely confusing to them, I betcha. It might also be that you're moving on from someone who was abusive. Because say this is the abuser and this is you actually standing up to the abuse. Some of you might actually even decide to write a book or go public with what this person did to you. You might vlog, you may start a narcissistic recovery channel on YouTube or something. You may be so ready, like this close to exposing all the stuff that they did to you. And it's not even about a he said, she said, or he said, or she said, or any of that stuff. Right? It's just about you knowing what abuse looks like and you wanting to put a stop to it. And so that's gonna, that's gonna make some heads roll for sure. Now no way. Okay, so like the clarifying for the Ten of Swords is both the Five of Swords and the Nine of Swords reversed. This is a lot of air energy. Y'all might be dealing with another air sign. I don't know. Or all of these reverse swords tells me there was a lot of negative communication that went on. You might have talked to them too at some point, or you might in the future. Like I said, if you start doing like your own YouTube channel or writing a book, you might be communicating. Geminis are third house. I have a lot in my third house. Even though I'm an Aquarius, I have 4 placements in Aqua. They're all in the third house. Third house are masters at communicating. You are ruled by Mercury, okay? You have what it takes to go out and express everything that you went through in thorough detail, and it is going to scare the living crap out of these people, because you may have beef on both of them. And okay, with the 5 of Swords reverse, I do feel like you are letting go, especially with the 9 of Swords reverse too. The 10 of Swords, that's all letting go of what they did to you, but it does not mean you won't talk. Because Swords is all about talking, all about communication. The written word and the spoken word, flat out, is communication. So you may be getting over it, but that might be what you're telling people. Look, I'm getting over this abuse, and this is how I'm doing it. You know, I've got an alarm going off. Ooh, I gotta put my birdies up. I have chickens. I gotta go put soon. So, okay, I really felt, I don't know why, but I felt called to do this. So I am going to pull just like one for like, oh, gross. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I got a rich man for that person that's trouble, the main person stirring up trouble. And I have a feeling that this person has money they don't deserve, or have used money to manipulate in the past. And then the other person has the prison reverse. The other person probably already has enough baggage and issues. Either they've been in and out of jail, or they have, I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, they probably have. But they could also actually have been putting their own mind in prison. And this person is playing them to get them back in that frame of mind. This person may have moved on, and this person's using them like a puppet. It sounds pretty sick, but it is what it is, right? It's sad that this is the way the world goes. How long is this? I cannot see. Oh, I don't have a lot of time left. Okay. I might just pull 1 or 2 of these in. Because if I can, I want to rearrange this room so I can do maybe a few lives. We'll see. I don't know if I can do it where I can actually see. I don't know if I can see what's going on with all that stuff. I haven't done a live before. But I'd like to, just so I can, even if I don't have enough people really watching, just so I can go longer without feeling I have to stop. Because I could be pulling cards for a while, right? So we have the Empress and Page of Water. Okay. Guys, I'm telling you right now, you need to stand in your sovereignty. Stand in your sovereignty. Own it. You know who you are. You know your worth. You've got this. You've got it. They can't take it from you. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, they can't. And then with the Page of Water, you guys have to learn to open up your heart. Learn to love again. It doesn't have to be true love. It doesn't have to be anything serious. Page of Water is a young, youthful energy. Maybe dive back into a relationship with your children, or maybe, do something that helps you start loving again. Adopt an animal, get a house plant, anything to start letting yourself open up again. Because when you're blocked up from betrayal and hurt, you block the flow of the universe being able to bless you, and you block your ability to move on. I know, I've been there. So you have to be able to let go of all of those crushing weight of protection. He who builds high walls invites destruction. It's like everyone can see those high walls, and bad people want to break it down. They think you have a lot of riches hiding in there. You've got to open up. You've got to kind of find that inner child again and have fun and go play. Love the little things in life again. Definitely be an adult when it comes to standing in your sovereignty and not being pushed around. Not being anyone's doormat, but you also really need to know when to let loose and actually enjoy life again. And even if it's dancing when no one's looking, just do it. I love you and I bless you until next time.